Do y'all hear that? Claressa has been quiet ever since Remy Ma has dropped that diss track. Let's talk about it. They 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 talk about it. Welcome back to She Could Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. A, and that's GANGALEE on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out my music, look for the red glasses, look for the locks. You tell me if I can rock, okay? Okay. But over here on YouTube, on She Could Talk the Podcast, this is where I react to everything. I react to news, sports, crimes, musicians, politicians, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I'm talking about it, okay? Okay. So, Remy Ma bust open the weekend like this. She kicked it down. She unloaded the blicky, right? And it's been nonstop ever since. My algorithms, I'm every algorithm, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, like everywhere you go, it's like this. You can't get away from it. So what I wanted to do was kind of gather up some of my faves that has been popping up in my algorithms and kind of sharing with you. Some faves, some other things that I'm just like, hey, stuff for us to talk about, but just getting the pulse of the people as I usually do around this time once a week and kind of pulse to people and see what they were saying about this week's events in the world of Clapoose and actually Remy Ma. All right, so this week we're really more so going to be focusing on Remy Ma, but it still includes Clapoose because she did this. She pure shot of fire. And they nonstop at this point. And then it's been kind of crickets. It's been like this on the other side. It's been crows. We don't hear nothing. It's been just, So I don't know. They could be in the booth, right? Because we seen that Papoose as soon as 50 threw up that joint. He went in the booth. He recorded his song, shot the video. So it may be about May to July that we might get something. A response to Remy from these two. But, what I wanted to do was to kind of get into what we've seen so far between what type of responses, if any, has Claressa put out there, Papoose even, and then let's see what else the internet has been saying, like the rest of us out here. What has the rest of the world been saying and how they've been responding to the whole Remy Ma diss track that dropped on Friday. So without further ado, we're going to start out with Claressa. So while Remy's track was making its rounds all day on Friday, Claressa was hitting the bag very angrily, if you ask me. If you look at her fighting before, she's like always trying to flex on her bag and try to make it look smooth. She was in manic savage mode, hitting the bag. She also had on 2 different pairs of sneakers that she had to tell us about because when she woke up and saw that diss track, she said she got to go to the gym. She grabbed 2 different sets of shoes, or one of each different shoe, and went to the gym and manically worked out. So let's get into that, and then we're going to get into the internet to see what their reaction, what the temperature of the internet is about the whole ordeal, if you will. Look at her. She is crazy.
So before y'all get to thinking that I'm just crazy and that I'm just slow, here are my shoes, Aloe, and my new on clouds.
So we're gonna pause it right here real quick. So each shoe is lined up. And it's left, right, left, right. How did you manage to take one pair of each shoe if it's lined up like this and put on one pair of each shoe and go out the door? Now, honestly, it probably wouldn't even matter because they're similar shoes and they're black, right? So unless someone's really clocking you, you probably could have got away with it for the time you're exercising and it went back home. But the fact that you had to bring it to our attention and then show us how the shoes are lined up, it just left me with further questions. Does that make any sense? How did you manage that? I'm telling you, Remy had her in a chokehold all day on Friday.
So I was getting up this
Allegedly.
morning at 6 o'clock to help somebody get to work. And I just grabbed one shoe and grabbed the other one. They were both over here in this area, and that's how I ended up with one. I had one on Cloud and one Aloe. So don't think I'm just putting on mismatched shoes, but they both black, and it was just too early to be thinking it's gonna be two different shoes. So yeah, my bad, y'all.
You ain't bad enough. See, I know how to network. I own a network.
So speaking of my bad and you ain't bad enough, this is Remy Ma's story, but in particular, she reposted Amanda Serrano's story where she is training or she's like sparring, playing Remy Ma's song that dropped. All right. So yeah, so she's playing WYFL, the freestyle by Remy, sparring, and Remy shared it. When hip hop and boxing unite. Let's continue.
You know you getting money when they Googling your net worth. I'm a motherfucking expert. And how you talking out your neck when I know how your nigga neck work?
So Edgar Berlanga is another boxer that shared the freestyle, another Puerto Rican boxer, and Remy shared his story. Well, let me hit you with the applause. Boxing, I think this is like, I honestly feel like this is a good time for boxing. I don't know what it is. I just feel like the music and boxing is coming together. Even fashion is coming together in a weird way, right? So let's see what it entails. But the temperature of the room. So this is really Remy's stories, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of them because I noticed that Amanda Serrano shared it and Edgar Bolanga also shared it, who are both boxers. So very interesting.
Big boss. Yeah. Watch how you talk to me. I'm a mogul, bitch. You getting surgery in exchange for promo, bitch. I'm
Hey.
on the yacht with some YOLO.
I don't know who needs to hear this.
This is in my head. This is my friend. I don't, but he pops up for me, and right on time as he does. So I had to add him to this week's in review.
But Claressa, don't even say nothing.
What is it like? Tyrone B.
Don't go to
Tyrone
the
B.
studio. Let it go. No shade. Let Pap handle this. Maybe they come battle, but bitch, you talk it. No shade. Save it for David, because I don't want to hear another fucking tune or a song from you.
Okay.
Box her up when you see her, bitch. You gonna win that one. No shade. Because, baby, I don't want you in the booth no more wasting them people motherfucking equipment and shit. You heard me? Don't reply. It's best you don't say nothing. What they said, if you so kind of like to say, then don't say it at all.
Yes, facts.
No shade. No shade. My Gemini sister carried. She carried. In just 2 minutes because we didn't need a 7-minute disc. No shade. You ate it. Now let it go, y'all. Both y'all. Everybody. But I do want to hear Pap carry. And I want to see, Pap, it's your go now. Who's next? Go. I don't know who
So I got to pause it right there. I don't agree with that. Like, it shouldn't, like, for example, I feel like Remy was quiet. Remy let them, do their shenanigans, right? She actually got ate up in the public when she first stepped out with Easy the Block Captain. So it was never easy for Remy, in my opinion. She got ate up in public. We weren't feeling it. Then when she tried to blow it up a clear, that didn't really go over, didn't land 100% with the whole everybody initially, right? So Remy went through it. Then she said, I'm going to chill. I'm going to do me. And when I say do me, she regrouped. And the best revenge was improvement. She improved herself. She got her network. She got her life right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying her life was even wrong. But, you know what I'm saying? She was just focusing on the moves that she wanted to focus on and make, and she made them. You know what I'm saying? You got to give that prop. Props where it's due. And we didn't really see much more. You know what I'm saying? She said what she said, and that was it. But then what we was left with in the aftermath was Claressa and Papoose. And we still was like, because I know myself, I was like, oh my God, just chill. Like, if y'all dating and that's who you're with, just do it privately. Let them get the divorce and just kind of like chill. But they just kept getting louder. It kept getting louder with it. Then when Layla came in, Layla kicked the door open. And it's just been downhill, in my opinion, ever since. So I don't think that they should be like, oh, you said what you said is done. Now, it's completely up to Remy if she wants to continue with with more songs, whatever. But I kind of feel like she did enough. She did enough with that, right? It's powerful, one and done. But when I seen some mixed, people like, some mixed comments where people are like, oh, now you want to be there a year and now you want to answer it. She can answer it when she's ready to answer it. She's the wife. She has children that's involved in the situation. And she can answer it how she wants to answer it. Does that make any sense? But let's get into it. Let's continue and see what others are saying on the internet.
They ball in the sandbox, but Remy handing out the straws. Put your hand down. Huh? I don't know who threw the ball in the sandlot, but Remy handing out the straws. Put your hand down. Remy, I'm going to say it now, got the best diss track of 2026 so far. Listen, that little shit 50 and all of them was doing, and T.I. Kids, it's cool. This is hip-hop. We ain't heard this since Kendrick and Drake. Remy, you gotta slow down, mamas. You gotta slow down. Pat, I could tell she was your wife. Cause the way she talking, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good battle. Okay? Remy Ma just dropped out of nowhere a diss record, and she was talking about more than Claressa. She said she knew how Claressa man network. Listen! You gotta go listen to this. 12 out of 10. Remy! Sidebar. I know when Pat ran to the store, he called Remy and said, you got that off with your big-headed ass. He had to call her and tell her that. Lord! Damn, Remy! I digress.
New York Nay. Shout out to New York Nay. So let's hear her take on the situation.
Downstairs. It's urgent. Claire Bear, wake up. I don't know where the fuck I ain't see I hit the blogs in a minute since you was in the studio on your T-Pain shit, but shots have been fired. Okay? You stay right there. And before I go any further, I can't stand y'all motherfuckers with the wishy-washy shit. The flip-floppy shit.
Facts.
Y'all in this girl's comments all day. Y'all in Claressa's comments all day. Oh, she's married. He's still married. On paperwork, it doesn't matter if they're separated or not. On paperwork, they're still married. So Remy's pressed for responding to her husband?
Facts.
Don't make me smack the shit out you. I swear to God, don't piss me off. Just a few standout bars, if you will. In competition with herself, don't even know that bitch. Hoes be doing the most over so-so dick. And she would know. You already lost 10 aura points off that alone. And matter of fact, let me stop you right there. For the people in the comments talking about, oh, she's a world championship fighter. What the fuck does that mean to a shooter? What is a boxer to a gangster in real life? We're talking about the same bitch who shot her friend over a minuscule amount of money. She don't give a fuck. Hello? Furthermore, hoes be doing the most over so-so dick. You get a bullet through your shirt where your logo is. Self-explanatory.
Everybody know. You know, I have put the joint up, as soon as it dropped, I was like, I know exactly the shirt you're talking about. That was a 2-for-1er. The logo and the shirt. No, the person wearing the shirt and the logo on the shirt. Am I making any sense? Okay.
Not fighting you. At all. Goes on to say, and I need you to follow me. I know it's difficult. The comprehension is not there. I know. Follow me. Goes on to say, listen, if it's tension, how I always get at it, but I never get mentioned. So if you break that down, this is not happening, right? Always mention though. Always talking about me. Always sneak this and always the subliminals, but you never tag me, ho. And you know what? With that being said, Pepperoni got some motherfucking nerve because I can't stand when a nigga get a new bitch and start pillow talking and start filling her with all these lies. Like, really, she really the shit. As if you don't know who Remy is. You don't know Remy's bot. Like, whole time I dubbed you. I'm done with you. I'm tired of your bum ass. It's like, are y'all okay? The nerve, she said. Long story short, they got 24 hours.
I'm a mogul, bitch. You getting surgery in exchange for
So
promo.
this right here is Tammy Roman from is it Love and Basketball? And you know she has the Bonnet Chronicles on Instagram where she kind of reacts to different things. So she reacted to this and her caption was something to the effect of like, Remy, why you do them people like that? Everyone is like, Remy did this weekend. Remy went out there and let off clips on people this weekend. She was quiet and she let off warning. It was warning shots. That's what it was. So anyway, Tammy Roman from Love and Basketball, right? Yeah, Love and Basketball with Evelyn Lazard and all of them. Shawnee, which is Shaq's ex-wife, all of them. Yeah, she's reacting to it.
I'm with gang on the yacht on some YOLO
And I just
shit.
wanted to catch her. We're not
On
gonna
my
stay
dick
long
like
on
a
it.
pogo stick. In competition with herself, don't even know that bitch. Hoes be doing the most over so dick. I been her
Look,
since I was wearing Bobos, bitch.
you already
You
know
get a
how it
bullet through your
is.
shirt with a logo with.
This track was coming because Remy Ma.
Listen, Remy Ma, and honestly, I want to say Remy Ma, Layla Ali, and just the whole situation at large. I don't even really think that it's, and I'm going to say Claressa too, because I don't want to say like it's Clarissa's fault 100%. What I'm about to say is I feel like this is bringing women together in a weird way. But then at first we would say it was bringing initially women together, but it's kind of bringing the people together, if you will. Because at first men was divided, like, oh, y'all just jealous. But then they're like, nah. And I'll have some proof of that, but I'm just seeing it. Like that's the temperature of what I'm feeling. Like a lot of people are like, wait a minute, because I'm seeing all type of reaction channels reacting. I'm seeing older ladies that are more so Christian or talk about like religious, biblical, topics or content. They're talking about Clarissa from that standpoint, from like the Jezebel standpoint, if you will, right? I'm seeing rappers talk about it because of the 50 Cent, the 50 Cent Papoose beef, and then now Remy involved beef, right? So music reaction, I'm like a little bit of it all, if you will. I kind of react to a little bit of everything, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing where the music reaction channels that is strictly hip hop, etc. They're reacting to it. Then I'm seeing, the gossip channels, the tea channels, they're reacting to it, right? Who's not reacting to it? That's the thing. And then it is spanning several generations because it's going from 50 up all the way down to 25 and up because of the range. It involves Clarissa, who is 31, but based on the things that she do and the music she play, it can be from 25 to 35, if you will, right? And then Papoose is 48, so he can span from 35 to 55 at this point, or 45 to 55, right? As far as the people that are tuned in, that's everyone, if you will, right? So it's everywhere, and everyone's talking about it. You cannot dodge it at this point because everyone's algorithms are tuning in, if you will. So nonetheless, I'm just noticing that. I was just like a random tell that, but that's something that I just peeped. Like I feel like it's bringing people together because it's a weird like Truman Show where we're all watching, if you will. But we're gonna get into it a little bit more. We had to go over to TikTok and see what was being said over there after the Remy Ma diss track dropped.
Don't get on the internet and say too much. Now, if you guys didn't know, Remy Ma recently put out this song. I don't want to call it a diss track, but it is a diss track. But I'm going to play you a snippet, and copyright gods, do not come get me. Claressa Shields was not going to take that lightly, and she got on the internet, and this is what she had to say. Now, she had posted this in her IG story, and she says, throwing shade from the gutter has to be a crazy experience. Okay, let's just be 100. Okay, can we all be 100? Can we agree to be 100 right now? Claressa Shields and Remy Ma are two of the examples of two women who have exceeded the odds. They are wildly successful, wildly supported by the Black community, whether it be the music community or the sports community. They're two both wildly successful women who really got it out the mud. And neither of them should be tussling or throwing shade or throwing shots at one another, in my personal opinion. It's the man. It's the man. That's it. It's always the man. For some strange reason, Claressa Shields and Remy Ma go do this little tit tat back and forth, and nobody really addresses the bigger picture that it's Papoose.
So I agree and I disagree. So the part I agree with, Papoose is a problem. I agree. I disagree is Remy is not going back and forth with these people online. Remember that song a couple of years ago? I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you, jiggers. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, Remy's living her best life. She's not going back and forth with them. But how much can you take, right? Like, Remy didn't stop him from coming around there for the birthday. We know who people was at the first shop for Christmas, right? She lets you rock. Like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if it's an arrangement, a sister wife situation, or if it's a divorce pending, right? We don't know because she's been really chill and really like not paying that no attention, right? But they just keep on like just doing everything to be seen, not only by us, but in particular by Remy. And then in the last couple of weeks, Papoose has been putting out weird posts like, oh, like, you know, trying to lead you on to believe that he's at the Cardi B concert or leading you on to believe like wherever Remy's at, he's there type of thing, which is weird, right? So Remy's not going back and forth with them. So I disagree with that part. I agree that Papoose is a problem. I don't think that she even care about Papoose at this point. But I don't know. Let's continue.
It's the problem. And I really just hate the way that this man takes away the overall like success of these two women in the light.
He's not taking away Remy's success. Maybe when they were together heavily like that, you kind of didn't really know what we were dealing with him. But he's definitely taken away Clarissa's. He's overshadowing her accolades, you know, and it's like she kind of relinquished it over to him when we were trying to be like, baby girl, no, don't do that. But she was like, oh, he's a cheat code. He's a cheat code to life. He taught me everything I know. He knows business. Like she just poured everything into him, you know, and then wanted us to just recognize that she has 2 gold medals, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like you kind of built an empire for yourself prior to him even showing up. And then you kind of relinquished it over to him. So now all we know is like when we see you, we see Pap. When we see Pap, we see Win Records. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a part of your brand now, if you will. Well, let's continue.
Of media, like, you know, they're wildly successful off camera, and then when they get on camera, all people can talk about is the man, the man, the man, the man, the man. But it's like Remy Ma literally just launched her.
That's not Remy. That's Claressa that's doing that
network.
Talking.
And Claressa Shields just won one of the biggest fights of this year, or I think it was early this year or late last year. And it's like, those are the 2 things that should be highlighted, not the fact that they both slept with the same man. And that's just my 2 cents. I'm going to leave it at that. Come on now, Claressa. You knew this diss track was coming.
And I just got to pause it real quick there because it's a little bit different there. It's a little bit deeper than 2 women sleep with the same man. We can't just resort it to that. It's a husband and a wife. You know, another person has been swarming around that marriage for about 5 or 6 years. You know, is documented proof. The wife who felt betrayed, and rightfully so, brought her grievances to the net because behind the scenes, them 2 were doing things to kind of, you know, harm and tarnish her brand. So it's a little bit different there. It's not like they're just tussling over the dude, like, you know, whatever. She kind of relinquished him after, like, in that same moment of going live and exposing them. She was like, take him. Come get his stuff. I packed it up neatly. And he refused. So it was a little bit different there. I won't say that they're tussling over the man. Clarissa's in a fight by herself over this dude who she doesn't realize the fight is not with Remy. The fight is with Pap. Pap ain't healed. You know what I'm saying? You cannot, you know, you can fight everyone around that person. If that person is not ready to be with you or want to be with you, it's not going to change that outcome. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough cookie. It's a hard pill to swallow. But it won't change the outcome. As much as you were like, oh my, I love this person. I love them. If me and this person was to be together, my dreams would be fulfilled. I would have everything I want. I would do everything to make this relationship work, right? But if that person, you can give him everything. You can give everything at the behest and at the expense of losing you. You know what I'm saying? And it still won't be enough. And you still won't get the result you're looking for. You can fight every baby mother. You can fight every homeboy, every baby daddy, anyone around them. And if that person is still mind is set on doing whatever they're going to do, it's not going to change. I hope that makes any sense. But let's continue.
That's how you talk to me. I'm a mogul.
Just seeing people popping up dancing to it. performing to it.
Bitch, you getting surgery in exchange for promo, bitch. I'm a gang on a yacht on some YOLO shit, and you keep jumping on my dick like a pogo stick. In competition with herself, don't even know that bitch. Hoes be doing the most over so dick. I've been her since I was wearing Bobos, bitch. You get a bullet through your shirt with a logo whiz.
And fun fact, it's a Jamaican rhythm. You know what I'm saying? So gunshot, one shot forward, two shot rewind. That is it's called, the original rhythm is called What You Feel Like. So that's what the WYFL stand for, What You Feel Like. And it's a rhythm, right? So you see a lot of different people, rhyming over it, singing over it. You know how like the dub plates, Jamaican music, Caribbean music, the dub plates play and then everyone rhyme over it. So it's a rhythm. So that even make it more doper, you know what I'm saying, to me. Because you see all of Brooklyn, all of Jamaica, everybody everywhere like, yo, Remy. You know what I'm saying? Remy went like this. So that's just make it even more, I like it even more. But let's continue.
Urban niggas claiming that they wrote those hits when they whole career they ain't never ghost wrote shit. Not for me or anybody else. You always acting like you help a nigga, go help yourself. See, I know what the problem is. I don't really brag enough, but you don't talk about prices. When your bag is up, you keep talking numbers, but the numbers ain't adding up. You wanna be a baddie, but you ain't bad enough. See,
Remy Ma said, let me remind y'all who I am real quick. She dropped a song and the streets are saying she was coming for a couple people. Now, do you think that she was talking to Papoose? I know Papoose had claimed in the past that he helped write a couple of her songs. I don't know. Remy definitely.
Do we think, girl? We know she was talking to Papoose. Yes, mamas, she was talking to Papoose. And I know she's just engaging us all. So I'm here to answer the questions for us. Yes, she was talking to Papoose. Yes, she does not think that Clarissa's a baddie. Yes, she told us. She was the first one to tell us that Papoose thinks Clarissa's ugly. Right? And I was like, ooh, that's harsh, but we've seen the pictures. We've seen the baby pictures, right? And then, he got with her. You see her kind of improving, etc. But then when he went on Vlad, and then he said, you seen the picture that 50 used, and he doubled down on it. Even when Vlad tried to clean it up, and like, oh, Clarissa's a pretty girl. We all got awkward pictures. He was like, nah, Vlad, you seen the picture, and laughed and proceeded to laugh. Yo, there's no dude. I don't care. Like I said it then, I'll say it now. No dude that I'm a rock with. I mean, it's one thing we joke and we laugh and we have like a quick, like, yeah, because I might laugh at your picture too, but you're not going to take that to the streets. You see what I'm saying? And go up on Vlad TV or any type of capacity and be like, yo, you seen the baby picture he used. You're not going to have that. No, you got to stand 10 toes down and support me and be like, yo, she look cute. Boom, boom, whatever. Oh my God. Because, you, especially if you're going to have kids with her. Your kids' baby pictures might look like that. You know what I'm saying? So he just did nothing for that. So yes, Remy's talking about him. Remy's just basically doubling down and letting us know that this is what she been told us. Now that we're kind of waking up, we could probably be a little bit more receptive to the rest of the receipts. And I'm like this, Remy, unload the blicky. Let's continue.
Has some stuff to get off her chest, but do you think that was about Claressa being that, she's in talks with Zeus Network to get her own show, Zeus Network, baddies, and she do be around the baddies, so I don't know, but I did see what Claressa said on her story. Claressa posted, throwing shade from the gutter has to be a crazy experience. I don't know if she was talking to Rem, but it would make sense.
And I would say like this, about throwing shade from the gutter is a crazy experience. Yo, I told you that I've seen Brianna's documentary, Claressa Shields. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. It's also in the Museum of Michigan for like low income and poor families or something to that effect. Don't get me to lying, but it's documented. She has like a 9-minute documentary about herself. All right, I've seen the room in which Claressa grew up in, and the bed, the mattress in particular, that Claressa slept on. And that was part of another, I think it was either her documentary, and it highlighted she was getting dressed and getting herself together for the Olympics, and her nephew or little brother was like laying on the bed, and we seen those gutter situations. I'm not talking about anyone's situations, you know what I'm saying? Because she's come out of it, right? And she doesn't live like that anymore. The reason why I'm going there and saying that is humble beginnings should never be forgotten. Right? I've never had a mattress, slept on a mattress, any of them capacities. But just to give you an idea about me, I went to Catholic school. So if that makes any sense. In the Bronx. And I'm not saying like, oh, because you went to Catholic school, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. However, not saying nothing. I'm grateful for what I have, grateful for my family. I've never had a mattress or experienced a mattress like that. And I'm saying that to say is a lot of projection comes from Claressa. We know this. When they say people pay for bots, we know who pays for bots. When you say people are jealous, we know who's jealous. Like we know the projection is real. So to say throwing shade from the gutter is a crazy experience when nothing I've seen in all of me knowing Remy in her career, seeing her baby pictures, seeing her in jail, all of that stuff. Never seen a mattress look like that. Some people might say, oh, jail is a situation. I get it. Jail is a situation. It's not a good situation. I get it. But I've never seen, not even the jail mattress, look like that. And I'm just saying that to say that when you throw stones, or people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, or like the old people them used to say, when you fling shit in the ear, it land everywhere. Does that make any sense? So it's like you are being saying someone is from the gutter. What? Because she's from the Bronx? What are you saying? Because she went to jail? She's gutter? When your lifestyle, your family's, dysfunction has been documented and is in the museum in Michigan. But Google it. Look it up, y'all. Look up her T-Rex documentary. Look up Brianna's documentary. So, and I'm not saying that to do that to say like, oh, they're gutter and they're from the gutter. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you had a humble beginning, you should never forget it. You should never call people poor. You should never say people are gutter. You should never say people are broke. You should never say any of that because guess what? You came from it. You could possibly go back to it. I don't wish it on no one either. But you know what I'm saying? So you got to be grateful for everything. And you can't project that on other people because guess what? You know how they say, I'm rubber, you're glue. What you say to me bounces off of me and stick to you. Do you remember that? Do you remember that one? All right, let's continue.
Has been a lot already, and Remy is adding to the shenanigans, but you know what? I am here for it because the music was missed. How did y'all like it? And did you think of this as a diss?
Okay. All right, ladies. I see what y'all saying about this nigga Pat. I don't trust this nigga, bro. He's a liar. I sat and I watched all them Vlad interviews so far, and 2 major lies has been told. One of them was when he said that Claressa was the highest paid or most watched fighter or top 5. No, she not, bro. That's a lie. I'm a boxing fan. You can fool everybody else, but you can't fool me. And my pops in the boxing business. So.
And that's the thing, bro. Even with him saying that he's a boxing fan, for the novice right now, for the the people that are just into the gossip portion of it, for the people that are just into the music portion of it, everyone is learning a little bit about each realm right now, right? So more people are coming over to boxing. I'm getting people, shout out to my talkers out there. Let me give y'all a round of applause. Y'all hitting me up like, when Shadeja fight? Where's the fight at? What, I'm giving out info. So shout out to you, Shadeja Green. You know what I'm saying? So we watching the next fight. Everyone was like, yo, you watching Tyson Fury tonight? Like, I watched it. It was during the day. It was on Netflix, Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing more people that are becoming interested in boxing that may have not necessarily been 100% full throttle into it before. So they're learning. And they're still seeing that it's not adding up. Does that make any sense? So all worlds are colliding right now. But I agree with this young man right here. I think his name is, well, I'm just going to say it's Riemoh. Riemoh. So let's continue. Remo? Maybe that's what it is.
You can't fool me, beloved. So you're lying. I know you pussy whip, but that don't mean to sit up here and lie as a grown man on a public platform. And It says Papoose says that 50 hasn't had a hit since '05. That's bullshit. Cause I Get Money came out in '07, and that definitely was a hit. And nigga, you ain't never had one.
Reminisce. I done took off my hat and put on my scarf. I'm feeling very Castle Hillish today. What we doing, Rem?
Hey,
What's
hey.
up? What's up? You done got me in my bag and shit. Slim Rem, what? Listen, Remy, okay? I don't know what's going on. I was even debating doing this video. I was like, I don't know. I want to get a little. I ain't got no problems with you, girl. You know me and you here. Okay? I done got my life taken away from me for 365 days. You got to follow me or something, Remy. Come on now. Because after hearing what I heard, girl, first of all, the remix you chose, mwah. Knock them right out of their seat, Remy.
She did.
Tell these bitches what? Good who? Now, Remy, I'm going to need some type of... Look, I'm putting my life on the line now. I don't want to get canceled from this industry stuff, okay? Now, I need a follow back or something. Invite me out or one of the parties or something.
Facts.
You be lit. Just like...
I'm going to hop on that one, too. She get an invite. I need one, too, Ram, because the parties do be lit where you be happy lit. We doing the Lord's work on your behalf out here.
That song, I heard it. I didn't know if I should do
the
a
next
belly
Remy
dance
Network
with
party. Send me an invite. We there.
To the, but in this case, you was the way you was sending them shots. I did the Bruck up.
Okay.
You was shooting that eagle in the air. I don't play about you. Girl, you got the bloggers doing their job. They doing their job today, Remy.
Facts. We out here.
Send that security my way. Love you.
Red, I stole her husband. She cheated with.
So do you remember when Maserati Bud dropped? And YouTube, I love you. I hope this goes through. So if it doesn't go through, it's basically the dude rhyming. So let me go back a bit. Maserati Bud, remember he put out the video and he was in the studio and Claressa was on the mic in the studio and they was dancing to the song that they recorded. So you remember I covered the dude on TikTok, who he's a comedian and he kind of does overdubs of Claressa's. Like he's rapping as Claressa. So up there he was like, I'm a very freaky girl. That's the only part I remember for that. And we all go and the freaks come out at night. Like that was the last one he did, right? It was kind of funny. So now he's basically doing Claressa's response to Remy Ma. And this is just fun and jokes, but this is his response.
Easy, she bugging. I said she just mad cause I stole her husband. I'm conceited, she keep a weaving. Remy mad cause I stole her husband. She cheated with Easy, she bugging. I said she just mad cause I stole her husband. I'm conceited, she keep a weaving. Look, bitch, you just mad? No, you still signed to Fat Joe. Listen to me, ho, that's why you mad. Cause I'm fucking your baby dad. Remy mad, I stole her husband. She cheated with Easy, she bugging. I said she just mad cause I stole her husband. I'm conceited, she keep a weave.
But more, that was more so on the kind of break it up with a little bit of laughter there, though. This, though, is what she posted earlier, Saturday. Earlier today, Saturday, depending on when you're watching this. Yeah, and she said, I stop myself at least twice a day from posting some ish that might stir the pot. Maybe Crystal is doing her job. Maybe Crystal's trying to keep her job. So she's like, let me stop her from posting. Because someone's over there wrestling the phone away from her today. Because I've been looking, my ears been to the street ever since the Remy drop, like what's going on? And I've seen a couple of random, memes and posts like this, but it's been more so like this, guys. What about y'all out there? So, me, I'm keeping my ears to the streets. Let's see here. Oh, so Fat Joe posted too. We can't forget Fat Joe posting. Of course, we know it was the video. I didn't want to, continue because everybody's rocking the video. And do you remember, and I got to stop right here. Do you remember when I was reacting to a couple of episodes back when Papoose posted after 50, posted about how many millions people sold? He said, I got 3 million organic views. And I kind of went into a little rant about, organic views. When people say that, watch them. It's not organic, first and foremost. Second of all, organic views, you can see it. You're going to see it everywhere. This is the example of what I'm talking about when I say you're going to see it everywhere. Now, people are like, oh, she has a machine behind her. You can tell where there's a machine behind someone, for sure. But the people are speaking, if I'm making any sense. When there's a machine behind them, you don't know where the numbers are coming from because it's still kind of the same thing, that organic view situation where the numbers is shooting up. But you're like, well, who's liking this? Because this number was just at 100. Now we blinked it is at 100,000. Like, who's liking this? Without us seeing that growth, right? This organically, naturally, everyone's talking about Remy this weekend. Everyone's on it, and everyone's posting it, and it's organically growing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it is a difference, right? When you have everyone from executives on down posting it, talking about it, sharing it, doing dances to it, it's the topic of discussion. That's organic. And you don't have to necessarily have, 3 million views, because shout out to my indie artists like myself. Sometimes you don't even bust a 5,000, but for us, it's different, but it still counts, right? And you'll see it organically because it's going to help you, maneuver through and get your career going. So I say, don't, as an artist, never sell yourself short by buying views, buying bots, and all the other stuff. That's crazy, and you can see the difference because organically, when people like it, they're going to like it. You can't force people to like something. And I've learned that, in life. We all have learned that in life. You can't force people to like anything, but you can find your people. Does that make any sense? Remy found her people. And like I said, in the weird way of Claressa and Papoose getting together, they brought boxing and hip hop together in that, weird way, and the rest of us into boxing. But I feel like it's working in Remy's favor. It's working in Remy's favor now. But nonetheless, Fat Joe said, Jesus Christ is back. And Remy Ma said, my big brother. Look who's right underneath that. Layla Ali. If you can't see it, I try to put it as big as I can, but if you need to pause, use the thumb, zoom it open. If you're on a big screen, pause, move up, look at the TV, but look at the top. Fat Joe posted this on Instagram. He says, Jesus Christ is back, and he tags Remy Ma and On the Radio. Remy Ma is right under that. She says, my big brother, with the heart emojis. Right under that is Layla Ali with the 3 flames, Under that is this flame, class in session, flame. Somebody says, still got Pap on your mind. No, Pap cannot do an interview. Pap cannot move left or right, and he won't get his stuff at her house or sign the divorce. But his girlfriend's flaunting around here like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, she should say something. Maybe her doing this rap, this diss track, will expedite the divorce. Maybe now Claressa will pay for the divorce and kind of get that down the road. What do you all think? But the internet has been hot this weekend. It has been fire. Remy Ma came in like this. She came in like that. So you know me, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and have you all hit the marker, join me in the comments, tell me what y'all think. All right, and I'm gonna hit you with the motto, leave you with the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, you know I love you, right? But I need you to love me. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. When you hit the like button, hit that hype button. Hype me up, guys. I'm a smaller content creator trying to get into bigger waters, okay? So shout out to all my talkers out there. And you already know what it is. It's your girl Gongali. It's She Could Talk the Podcast. And I'm out. Peace.
They talk about it. They talk about it.